Hello, world! Welcome back to the Forbidden Lands, the Hanging Stones, session 41. When last we left our heroes, we are outside the village of Aylesbury, on the boundary of the Dankwood. We have just explored we'll call them ruins of the village. It has.
Oh my god, get to the good part.
It has been abandoned. There's evidence of an infestation of giant insect monsters.
We ignored that.
The party plundered the tower of their acquaintance, who is a powerful sigilist, and I have sent them a list of everything that they found inside the tower. But more importantly, our dear friend Zoe has contracted a festering illness that she is struggling to survive. She's on death's door, has failed every single save to resist the disease, and is one die roll away from certain character death. And we have just arrived at the cottage of a powerful sage and local witch, who we interacted with the last time we were in Aylesbury, and she was carried in by... Who carried her in? Was it Grunrock? I'm trying to remember.
I carried her in.
Dog carried her in. She was carried in, brought before the witch, who promptly stood up, removed her eye covering, and transformed back into Marigal, her true identity. Immediately recognizing Zoe, rising to his feet and taking on his true form. And that's where we left things. So, somebody's a little typey. I'm gonna push to talk. I have to narrate, okay? If I'm distracted, everything comes to a screeching halt. Because I'm, like, important and stuff. I declare. We've just arrived...
Is there a Sirenscape link?
I'll get it up in a sec. I have one pulled up, but I forgot to share it with the group. So, Zoe is presented to the witch. She stands up. She removes her mask. She stands up, transforms into Marigal, who immediately exclaims, "Zoe," and runs over to her. And that's where we resume. Let me send out that Sirenscape link real quick, and then and if anyone would like to immediately react or do anything, you have an opportunity. If your plan is to stand there dumbfounded and watch what unfolds, then say nothing and wait 30 seconds.
Well said, Bill.
Dog's just sitting there with his arms held out, like he just got done carrying Zoe in. So it's just like, I looked to you guys like.
I'm between Marigold and Zoe in an instant. If I see him going towards her, like, I
thought he took her and disappeared.
He took her and said, "I'll handle this." There wasn't a disappear. Josh went in session.
Oh, I thought the snap was him going away, not Josh being sassy.
No, he didn't vanish like a stage magician, although that would be pretty cool.
Vegas magic.
Yeah. All right. Marigal swoops in. He scoops her up, and to those, here we'll do a little description. The witch rises and, in a flash of cloth and shadows, transforms into a slender, androgynous-looking elven spring with ash blonde hair, strikingly elegant features, and deep golden yellow eyes that seethe with a strange light. He runs across the room, cradling Zoe in his arms, and says, "Oh, my sweet Zorin, what have they done to you? What have they done to you?" And he glares at the rest of the party.
Okay, first off, we didn't do nothing. We've been trying to save her. Second off, like, what, you think you are dad of the year? You can't just pick her up and pretend like you love her more than life itself. What are you gonna do to her?
Step back, Wolfkin. He looks down at her. He feels for her pulse. He leans in close. He looks her over, listens to her heartbeat at her chest. You sure got here in the nick of time.
Well, you wouldn't believe how many things we tried first.
I think we were here last night and we had to wait a day.
He takes her over by the fireplace and lies her on the ground. He pushes a bunch of furniture and things out of the way to make room for her to lie down. He's got her next to the warm embers and is he's pushing up some old carpets on either side of her to keep her from rolling or moving. And he is going to scan the room and ask everybody to take a step back and not to interfere. We all complying with this?
I'll comply.
I'll take a step back, but my hand's on the hilt of my sword.
Sure.
I won't intervene.
He's going to reach beneath his flowing white cloak and pull out a jagged-looking dagger. And he looms over her body, looking down. He's going to place the tip of it right at the base of her neck, like right here at the base of her throat, and start to slowly drag it up the side of her neck all the way up to just below her earlobe, creating a long, straight cut that is slowly dripping blood.
I turn to Grunwald and I say, I think we might have completely misread this situation. He's about to kill her.
I hope he doesn't. And I'll pull the scimitar out.
Easy now. Do you want her to die?
I mean, not by, open jugular, no. Or, wait, no, I mean, not at all. No, I don't want her to die.
He's going to then reach down and cut his own hand diagonally across. And he's going to place it right on top so that the cut across his hand aligns with hers. He seems strangely emotionless while cutting himself. You would expect somebody to cringe and wince a lot more. Places it over her, right over the cut on her throat, and is going to start chanting and channeling some magic. We're gonna do a spellcasting roll here. Everybody's gotta roll their spell dice. So Marigold.
Counterspell.
Where's the crown?
It's at the.
It's not on you.
Fergello has it.
Good. I'm gonna ask
got
that
it.
every session.
Yeah, this is one of the last people we want that thing near anyway.
Okay. He presses down and starts chanting magic. You see blood just running down her neck and chest and shoulder, sort of pooling on the ground beneath her, staining the carpets that are rolled up there. And you're going to see Marigold's face go very pale, almost like jaundiced looking. You see the flesh tightening against his face and neck, and his golden yellow eyes are going paler and paler, turning almost solid white. And as this is happening, you see color, a healthy pinkish hue being restored to Zoe's face. After a moment, she gasps deeply and wakes up, eyes wide. Zoe, you have had 3 points restored to your strength. And this will give you an opportunity without risk to make further rolls to resist your disease after this. You don't need to roll it this second. Without risk of immediate death. Marigold is going to step back, breathing deeply. He cracks his neck, crunch, crunch in both directions, stands up tall. His head almost touches the ceiling in this low hut. And he's going to step back, shaking his hand, blood just splattering all over the place while he does. And he just goes walking over to the chair and then plops down and sits, blood still dripping from his hand onto the floor. And is just breathing deeply, almost meditatively, talking to no one. And Zoe, you are conscious, with 3 points of strength restored.
I only have 2.
You wake up on the floor of a strange building that you don't recognize, and you look across the room and you see Marigal bleeding from the hand, panting in a rocking chair with tattered robes lying all on the floor around his feet. And you see your friends all standing sort of awkwardly around the room, not saying anything.
What did I miss? Ow.
Probably the weirdest family reunion I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Did you know that your dad is a female witch?
No, I've never met the guy.
Yeah, anyhow, we brought you here because we tried to save you. We knew there was like an old witch that lived here. And when she found out it was you that was almost dead, you were almost dead, this guy. And then he saved you, and now we're here.
Hello, Zoran.
Miracle. Guys, as much as I appreciate all you've done for me, do you think that I could have a minute alone?
He looks around the room, and after a moment, his eyes narrow. And he says, "You're Grunralk."
Uh-oh.
And you...
Hey!
He scans over the party and he says, "You're Velas's companions. What are you doing traveling with Zoe? Where is Velas?"
On her own. For now.
Where?
To the south. She didn't get into details.
Make a manipulation roll against his insight.
What would that be like?
Performance.
Oh no, there is manipulation.
You gonna dance? But it still feels like she's with us right here. It pats his chest where he keeps the pocket in his pocket.
Nope.
Ha! It wouldn't have mattered.
10d6.
Liar. He stands up and red magic starts swirling around both his hands.
That moment alone, please. Everybody.
He's completely ignoring you and slowly walking towards Grunralk. And he's like, "One last chance, Goblin. Where is she?"
Father, stop.
There's now red magic swirling up both his arms and around his eyes. He's getting ready to cast a spell. He's like visibly seething.
I'm gonna get in between him and Grunralk. A moment alone, please.
Step
Before
aside,
you
so
kill the people who have saved my life.
I
multiple
saved your
times.
life.
Guys, would you please step out for just a minute? Just one.
Enough, Zorin. He pushes you backwards. He nudges you right in the chest, right on the bloody cut. And he says, "I saved you from the plague, but no one will save you from me if you do not back up. Last chance, Goblin."
I told you, she's to the south.
She abandoned us with the witches in the Hexenwald. She said they were more useful to her than we are.
She stayed to mourn the girl you let die, you bastard!
I didn't let her die!
You.
And I'll point directly at Marigold.
You!
And like red magic and everything, I'll just walk right up to him.
Ralgar, you get a shot at a manipulation roll for this little charade. See if you're enough to convince him that this is what Grunralk is hiding from him.
Well, we know that I'm never enough.
Gonna do a fresh insight roll against your manipulation. He's looking around the room just trying to read everybody. I see. So you parted ways because of the little girl? He's looking at Ralgar now.
We didn't part ways. She kicked us out. She abandoned us. She said we weren't helpful. We weren't useful. And then she told me she didn't need me.
A cold, cold thing for someone to say to their dear friends. That must have hurt you deeply.
Yeah. But then we went into a dwarven mountain and we met some dwarves and they built us a fortress. Why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Stop. He probably already knew anyway, but stop.
Something about his eyes. I just can't help telling him things.
He's going to turn back to Zoe. What's caused you to fall into the company of these miscreants? Come now, you can trust me. I'm your father.
Got robbed, and it was raining, and I came across their tower, and they were just headed in the same direction as me.
You get to join the club and make a manipulation roll.
Is that a manipulation? I definitely feel like I'm telling the truth.
Did she not get robbed?
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. No roll. And where are we headed
roll
now?
Manipulation. I've got so many.
If you haven't lied, you don't need to. And where are we headed now?
Well, I had intended to go to the Hollows. Take off my glasses and start rubbing them because I'm sure they're bloody. But as it turns out, Rust Brothers pretty mad at you. Wanted to have a conversation, something I thought that perhaps you and I could talk about for a minute.
It's about him. I whispered to Dog.
He'll step up and he just like traces one finger along your cheekbone and he says, "Why hide those beautiful eyes, darling?"
Everyone hates me.
Very well. A private word. Thank you. He looks across at all three of you for delivering my daughter to me safely.
But you're gonna give her back, right?
Come, Zoe.
You were the witch the whole time, weren't you?
Let's have a walk. He's going to take Zoe for a walk out in the woods.
You asked for her finger. What kind of sick joke was that? And I'll just walk out as I'm shouting it.
Zoe,
I'm gonna take
step
this
outside.
opportunity to look around the cabin.
Is there anything in the cabin while they're gone?
You all can be searching and plundering while they walk outside. But why don't you three all mute? I will make this not take any more than like 2 minutes most. Zoe. Marigal takes you out into the woods. It is misty. It is morning time. It is a little bit chilly still. Dark. There's buzzing insect sounds all around you, and he takes you on a little stroll out into the dense tangles of the dankwood outside of the cabin. Just casually strolling along. He almost floats when he walks. He's so graceful when he moves. He seems to just move through the tangles and brambles without even having to hesitate, leaving you to kind of hack and trip and stumble your way along.
When it's just he and I'll take off my glasses. You know, the Rust Brothers thought I was you. If they could see the two of us walking together, they wouldn't have that confusion.
I'm so sorry. It must be difficult to be you.
I mean, I don't imagine you often wake up bleeding from the neck.
It's better than waking up dead. Have
Wake
you
up
visited with
dead?
your mother lately? How is she? Or is she dead? I've lost track of the centuries.
As far as I know, she's alive. She hasn't spoken to me since the last time you came and ignored her. That was maybe when I was 6.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You must be so lonely.
Prefer it that way. Anyway, the Rust brothers wanted to know what you had going on in Vaughn.
I bet they would.
Do you have any kind of information I could share next time my life is put on the line for them?
I would not appreciate that. You could make something up, perhaps?
Okay, cool. Well, at least I'm half as good a liar as you.
You know, if you're ever in need of shelter, a warm hearth, a place to stay, the loving embrace of family, you could come visit me. Right there in the Holdfast. I have a lovely little abode. You're welcome any time.
Why? So that you can leave, and then when you want to come back home, use my body, break it open so you can crawl out of my chest. If last you recall, I told you how physically and emotionally devastating that was, right?
Still upset, are we? You wish for me to be around more, but you don't want me to pay you a visit. I see. Impossible.
That I wanted you around more. But I do have news.
Oh? What would that be?
They're lying about Veloz.
Really? What are they lying about?
She's dead.
His face goes deathly serious. He spins and makes intense eye contact with you. He's peering into your soul to try to figure out if you're telling the truth. What did you say? He grabs you by both shoulders.
She is dead.
Where? How?
She had died the day before I got there. They were all hysterical, especially some other human girl they had was drunk and blubbering at it. They said that a friend of theirs had drowned.
Drowned.
And they have been on the hunt for information about how to bring an elf back. I put 2 and 2 together.
Where was this?
I don't know.
You do! Tell me!
I don't. It's not like I have a map.
Where did you come from? Where did you meet them?
Not far from Belderin.
He gets his composure a little bit. What was done with her body?
I don't know. They've been very hesitant to share that sort of information. I'm sure you can imagine they saw these eyes and weren't keen to talk to me at all. Probably because they knew that I would be doing what I am doing right now.
He's staring you in the eyes as though trying to read you, desperately searching your face. After a moment, he seems to have come to some sort of internal conclusion. He relaxes, takes a deep breath, cracks a small grin, reaches under his robes and hands you a pouch that's jingling. There's more where that came from. Keep up the good work, daughter. I must be going. Tell your friends they can stay in the cabin as long as they like, and plunder whatever they wish. He turns and is just gonna walk out into the forest, and he
Wait,
Uh-huh.
how did you get here? Clearly you didn't use my body.
You would be advised, for your own well-being, not to peer into the cellar. He glances back towards the cabin. But I can't protect you from everything. He turns and walks out into the forest, and he sort of steps behind a tree and never steps out from the other side.
I'll walk back to the cabin.
Hello.
Hello. All right. She's been gone for a walk for about 10 minutes. That took about longer than I was expecting. Sorry. It was worth it, I promise. And yeah, you are unaccompanied in the cabin for some time. Do you want to search around?
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
All right.
Me and Rogar just like make eye contact, nod, and take both opposite ends of the room.
First off,
Agreed.
there's enough food stockpiled here. There's enough vegetables stockpiled here, and cooked food for everybody to go up to max food diet if you want to, just by stuffing your bags with food
Heck yeah.
rations,
That's
all that.
definitely worth the gold or more.
And I will roll for a random find for each unit. There's also 5 units of herbs on shelves.
Oh, sweet.
And
Love herbs.
yeah, you're racking up a lot of herbs lately. This place
Sure
is
am.
this place is full of herbs. There's a whole herb garden outside. There's like a cauldron here for doing witchy stuff, and this place smells like a whole bunch of different herbs. As soon as you walk in, there's incense burning everywhere. It's a good place to find herbs scattered on the shelves in all the containers and baskets all around the room. And I'm gonna roll for some other random finds to see if you find anything nice. Actually, each of you roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
4.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Dose.
All right.
12.
Jeez Louise, guys, how are we supposed to find something worth a gold or more when you're rolling like this?
I'm sorry, we're not having a father-daughter reunion with the devil, so mind your business.
Yeah, my whole family's dead.
So is your friend Velas.
Ralgar, you find a pouch of coins stashed at the end of a drawer. Jingles a bit when you pick it up. You open it up. 13 copper pieces.
Alright.
Grunralk.
He owns so much more money. That's just disrespectful.
Wow. The dice have spoken. Grunralk, you find 7 copper pieces just laying on a table. And dog, a fine pair of leather gloves. You'd venture to guess that they probably cost a silver or more. Fine stitching, barely worn. They would fit you nicely.
I shouldn't wear them.
Yeah, I
Got
tried them on.
work-sized
Wait.
gloves in here.
Fine leather gloves.
Oh my gosh, dog, those totally bring out your like personality. Just never take them off.
I'm not wearing them. I'm not going to put them on. They're too
Yeah,
nice.
I could see what they would look like on your hands, and you should definitely put them on.
No.
Oh,
These don't.
Oh.
These are nice. These don't belong to me.
they do now.
I will. We can sell them, or you can wear them.
Oh no, that's way too. I paused. I got pause.
All right, lore-wise, don't you have like regular hands?
Yeah, that was just my excuse. Like I even put my thumb. I put my thumb
I was-
together to be like.
Well, I was thinking for a second. I was like, he doesn't have paws though. Like, right? Like,
Maybe we should stop digging through this lady's stuff. Well, Miracle's stuff.
Zoe walks back in while you are still rummaging about the place.
so that was Miracle, huh?
Besides, we don't even know what he's going to cost us for that. He never does anything for free.
Well, if it costs any less than 13 copper pieces, this was on me. And I jingle the bag.
Are you talking
Oh.
about?
So,
Hi.
Hello.
Are we ransacking the place?
Yes.
yup. My
Fair
tail's just
enough.
wagging.
Do you want to take a turn? I'm pretty sure we looked through everything, but
Well, it is tempting, though we should avoid the cellar.
Okay, you can't just say something ominous like that and then be like, that's it, let's leave. What's in the cellar?
Do you remember when we read all of those, signs outside of like the fire demon's place that said "Do not enter" warning, and you were like, "Let's open it up anyway."
I
think
chuffed.
that's why
This
he's
is me
saying-
telling you not to go in the cellar, and this time, we're gonna listen.
I think he was just saying that because of that reasoning, why would you tell him that? Because we definitely ignored those signs last time and opened it. Is
Yeah.
there something in the cellar that you know?
I was told to avoid it for my own health and safety, and seeing as I was told by the person who just brought me back to life, it feels a pretty good warning.
I think 13 silver and some leather gloves is a good haul. Plus, we need to load all that stuff up that we got from the tower into a cart and get out of here before the bugs show up.
Oh, man.
Zoe,
I really want to go in that cellar.
you get hit with another wave of aching nausea from your stomach. This disease is not cured, but you get a fresh roll against it now. You can use either your new endurance roll with your strength restored, or the healing roll that was made for you, whichever gives you more dice. I don't recall what that was, though.
Adam, was it 4 or 5 dice that you were rolling? Do you remember?
Let's go back up in the dice rolling thread and see if we can figure it out.
It was like
Crafting.
5.
I rolled 6 dice for crafting. Yeah, and then I was rolling 5 dice for healing.
Does Adam need to roll, or do I need to roll?
What did we do last time?
Adam
I
I
rolled
think
last time.
Amy. Yeah, I think whenever Amy did it the last time, Adam rolled. Because
If you're going to use his dice, have him roll for you, yeah. That works.
Come on, buddy.
So I was rolling.
To people watching the
Here's
chat in the stream, I was whispered a message that showed up on the chat. It was answered elsewhere.
Gear
I'm not going to
dice.
publicize the answer.
Double success.
I got 2 successes.
Guess what? You sit down with an aching feeling in your stomach. After a few minutes, it passes. You're going to pull through. And that's the last roll you're going to have to make for that disease. You're feeling invigorated.
Well, as far as meeting one's father goes, that kind of sucked. Anyone else? Like, is that what it was like for y'all?
By the way, Zoe has blood dried all over her neck and shoulder and upper chest and staining her shirt and everything. That long, fresh cut still looks like a long, fresh cut, but it is not dripping any blood because of the healing done by the magic that was administered to her. So it looks like she just has like an open slice wound, but it's not bleeding at all. It's a little disturbing to look at. And when she moves around, you can see it like opening up a little bit, and it hurts. It stings like a lot whenever you touch
I
it
don't
or
feel
move too
anything.
much. Hurts to look at, Bill. Hurts all of you.
But, I mean, no, my dad was one of the greatest wolves I've ever known. But every time I've met your dad, or anyone that even knows about your dad, yeah, they say he kind of sucks. I'm sorry.
I was raised in an animal pen, so I didn't really have a father. I just ate slop and yeah.
You know, that might be worse.
Yeah, that's real sad, dog. You've kind of ruined the mood for all of us now.
Sorry, I just no
I'll
one's ever
pat him
asked.
on the leg.
You're good, buddy. Hey, as far as payment goes,
Uh-oh.
we're good on that front. And in fact, we can stay here in the cabin if we need to.
Nope, we should not stay here.
You.
What?
Yeah, those bugs might come
What
back.
did he take from you?
Don't worry about it. It's not for you to worry about.
I'm choosing to trust you. Let's load up one of these carts and start moving, I guess.
It's morning.
As I walk like past Zoe and out the cabin, I just say, "You don't have to do this alone. You can trust us." Just like that's like a parting comment.
What it must be like. Just trust people. Let's go.
All right.
Find a cart in town, load up all the loot we got, attach it to Sir Archibald so he can pull it.
Sounds
and then, where are we going?
That'll take the morning. So we'll start in the daytime, quarter day, after you have departed. You've looted the place. You've gone back to town. You've found a wagon. You've loaded up everything of note that you want to take out of the Sigillus Tower, including various trade supplies that might be useful to your stronghold. All of this was given to them and listed off stream. So I'm not going to rattle it all off here, but he had like a fair amount of trade supplies stocked up in the tower that could be useful to their stronghold. So they're loading up that stuff as well as a large book collection and a handful of valuables from scouring the place. That'll all take the full morning. And then, daytime. You can head out. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation. I think you should discuss what you want to do while the DM gets a beer.
So, I feel like we came to Aylesbury because we didn't know what else to do, and kind of a bust. I mean, you're alive, Zoe. That's great. Not a bust. Totally good. But like, I feel aimless now.
If we're still trying to do our original goal, which I'm assuming we shouldn't mention it out loud, we might need to find the Ents still and maybe follow them.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Feels like a good enough start to me. The only ant I've ever seen has been in these woods.
I mean, there are plenty of vents in Mistwall and elves.
Yeah, see, the problem is we don't need to go there.
Feels like a pretty good place to go when you're trying to bring an elf back to life, just so we're totally clear.
You can't say that out loud. Your dad's probably listening.
Bob, the whole campaign is the side quest to the side quest. It's just a
Is
fact
there
of
a
the
main
universe.
quest we're on?
There hasn't been for quite a while.
I mean, should you guys remember that time we passed that village and the guys outside the gate were like, "Help in our village," and we were like, "It's good to see you." And we walked past. Maybe we should go back to that village.
We should go hat shopping.
Cat shopping. Anyway, sorry. I derailed the actual
Anyway,
conversation.
I mean, we could look for ints, but looking for an int in the dank woods is like looking for a needle in a haystack that's in a whole field of hay. Like, why can't we go to, like, Mistwall or Lingmel or Wellspring?
Say we went there. Say I stayed outside, because I'm not welcome. Neither is Ralgar. You and Dog walked into Mistwall. They'd want to know how you came across a Heartstone, right?
Yeah, I reckon.
They'd also want that Heartstone, wouldn't they?
Probably. Okay, then, Lingmel. I'm sure there's an elf there. That town is full of half-elves. There's got to be an elf there.
If we could find one I'm open to talking to an elf. But if it's anybody other than Kalman, I'm not sure I can trust him.
Do I know who Kalman is?
Make a lore roll. That's a celebrity name, so you might, but it's not guaranteed since you're not an elf and you're from further south. Oh yeah, I'll tell you exactly what you know about Kalman, but go ahead, Adam.
I'm sitting on the back of the cart because we're not like traveling yet. We're prepping, and I'm just flipping through like pages, just lightly browsing some of the books we took, and then I look up and I just go, guys, books.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy, I can't read.
Those are books. Oh,
No,
me neither.
No, not these books. But we've been thinking that we need to find a person that can teach us what we need to know about the Heartstone or about elves and bringing back our friend. But what if there are books that have the knowledge, libraries, other places we can search? Instead of trying to find people, we try to find knowledge in the best way. This way with books. Does anyone know any good libraries?
I would assume the libraries in Mistwall probably had some information, but I also would think that the process would be guarded.
What's a library?
Hey Zoe, not to derail this flow at what's a library. Here's what you know about Kalman Rodenfell from your roll. Almost all of the ancient and learned elves are said to live deep in the northern forests of the Forbidden Lands, kind of where you are now, or even to have retreated into the mysterious still mist as rubies. But Kalman the Aurochs Rodenfell is supposed to have kept his interest for the living world up to this point. As one of the commanders of the Red Runners, tasked with retrieving lost elven heartstones, he's said to lead the fight against demons, humans, and other intruders into the land. They say that his feet are rooted like trees and that he sleeps standing in the blood of his enemies so as to draw nourishment and knowledge from them.
Holy shit! Why are you talking about Kalman Rodenfell like Rodenfell like you know him? Do you know him?
He saved my life twice. Anyway, what's a library?
It's where they
introduce to each other. It's these big buildings that are just filled with books.
Hey, run it backwards. Well, we're not going to get a book about bringing an elf back. That's going to be in Mistwall, the place that you said you can't go. You know Kalman?
I've met him twice. I don't know him personally. Guy, if I did, I'd know how to find him right now, and this would be a moot point.
I mean, he travels up in the north. Why don't we just go to, like, Lingmel and see if we see it?
But, Zoe, can you read?
What the hell kind of a question is that? Yes, I can read.
Okay, this kind of question. Watch. Hey, Grunlock, can you read? Hey, Dog, can you read?
What am I supposed to read for?
You're asking an orc.
Not a lot of
and
reading
a
done.
goblin.
Whoa. Let's not make this about race here.
You told us that you grew up in a
Dang,
pen.
Zoe.
Yeah, but not all orcs grow up in pens, Zoe.
Yeah, just this one. Again, really sad you guys stopped bringing that up. You're just bringing the whole tone of the group down.
I didn't bring it up this time.
Zoe,
Out of like
Zoe.
40 grain. What kind of slop are we talking?
the libraries!
Whatever they hunted for the day. That's how I tried
What
to
if
keep
we
it.
send Zoe into Mistwall, into one of the libraries to try to find a book that has what we
You
need?
want to go into a fully elven city and rob the library?
No, okay, you don't know how libraries work either, do you? You don't rob them. You
Not
can go
all
in,
libraries
you
are
can
fully
browse,
accessible
and you
to
can
all
copy
people.
onto a
Balthar.
page. Where do you think I got all my scrolls and parchments from?
Well,
From
we stole a lot of
Just like
the new
literally-
ones in the tower.
Bringing this out of my backpack.
We stole a lot of them very recently. out of
Literally,
that tower.
you got them a lot from the tower, but also from the Rust brother who was
Okay.
like attacking me.
Let's just do
Whoa.
both ideas. Let's just do both ideas. Let's walk from here to Lingmel and see if we find Kalman or an int or a book or whatever between here and there. At least it's better than standing here waiting for the demon or the bugs to come back.
Okay, fine, agreed. But just so we're crystal clear on this, you don't have to take the book. You just copy the parts out that you like onto a piece of parchment. And you steal that piece of parchment. Unless you have your own, then you don't have to steal it.
If they would let you read the book,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people would know how to do this, though. Right?
Not a lot of people, like, really go into libraries and research these days.
I guess that makes sense.
That's presumptuous. Let's keep going.
I'm voting north.
Okay, but only if we go through a hex we've never explored before.
That's why I said north. Directly north.
North into the unknown reaches of the Dankwood. That's our plan.
You bring frozen
It's
into
always fun, Josh.
but yes.
I love the super spooky music being provided to us by Sirenscape. Sirenscape,
Oh,
your one-stop shop for all your D&D background.
All right, we're venturing north into the deep, dark reaches of the Dankwood. It's going to get real dense and real dark from here. This counts as deep forest terrain, and I am going to just go ahead and roll. Somebody make a lead the way while I figure out what not so terrible thing is going to happen to you.
Keep rolling.
So glad you're healed. Now I'm gonna kill you in a random encounter.
Nice. You actually advance a hex. It is dark forest terrain. You have no encounters, and other than getting darker and darker and deeper into the forest, you encounter nothing, and the daytime passes. This is very slow-going terrain. It's going to be...
It's evening now.
Yeah, it's going to be a quarter day per hex when things are going well, going through the deep parts of the Dankwood. So this is just, yeah, one sec. I'm looking for the reveal. They changed all the tools on me.
We should probably go ahead and make camp for the night. We're not going to get much further today.
There we go. All right, and then... So our Roll20 updated their user interface, so I was having trouble finding the reveal tool. There we go. All right. Yeah, you advance into the depths of the Dankwood. It starts to get dark. It is summertime now, so it stays light longer, but in the Dankwood it is too dark to see well at this point, so it's time to set up camp or venture in the dark. Evening time is set up camp the plan?
Set up games
Yeah.
the plan.
All right. We kick us over to the Explore tab.
We could have stayed in a cabin.
Yeah, in a town that's been recently attacked by massive spider monsters.
It didn't look like that cabin had been touched.
Not worth the risk.
All right. Place yourselves where you would like to be. Somebody doing a make camp roll, I presume.
Yes. I failed.
Okay.
I can't push it.
Someone can help. Ralgar, do you want to help make camp and give him an extra die?
I think once the dice have been rolled, it's too late to do that.
Holy guacamole, that was so many dice.
Josh,
Yeah, that
I
was
can't
10 dice, no successes. That's rough.
I can't push this dice. Does that mean that a tent can never be damaged, or
Right.
is the tent okay? So the tent's not damaged or anything. It's
Right.
just
It's only if you
Okay.
push that the skulls become damaged. You're going to have some sort of make camp mishap, which I will figure out in a moment.
spiders.
Oh God, please no.
Don't even joke.
I'd rather be.
You are not having an encounter, but there is some sort of mishap.
Let's just meet in the middle with flying spider bees.
Bill, what the fuck? No.
Find out more of Bill's twisted mind in the next DM chat.
This is just glorious. All right.
Oh, hey, did everyone max out on their food? Because there was enough food in that cabin to cap us off.
I did.
I think the encounter's rain.
Oh, it's rain all right. There is a pouring, intense rainstorm, and you fail to find sufficient shelter against it. Everything is muddy, everything is flooded, everything is wet, and by the time you manage to set up camp, all of your belongings are soaking wet. Here's what that means. First of all, it's hard to sleep because you're soaking wet and there's no way to get dry. And so everybody's going to have to roll endurance against the effects of cold or be cold. And nobody is getting any sleep tonight. But fortunately, there's no encounter, so the scout has nothing to do right now.
I so desperately need rest. My character Zoe's not had rest in like 4 days.
Well,
Question before Zoe rolls endurance dice.
yes.
I have a sleeping fur that gives bonus checks to endurance checks against cold.
Okay, yeah.
Can I give that to her?
You can hand it over if you like, yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get it, you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, make an endurance check against cold. If you have something that gives you a bonus on it, go ahead and add those gear dice to it. And, yeah, go ahead and make your endurance rolls and let me know what you get.
You said it's a +1 or a +2 though?
Double checking.
Relgar, you're fine. You're not cold.
Damn.
That natural for.
Rolling hot.
You're rolling hot though.
Sleeping fur. What's it? It's +2.
I'm a little chilly.
Thank you for that sleeping fur.
With 2 successes, can I, like, curl up around Grunrock and try to warm him up with my wolfkin body?
Nah,
No, not doing that? Okay.
So, Gunrock, Relgar,
Romance is
and
not
Sorry, you're waiting on me.
Bromance will not save you against the cold. You are just wet. Alright, Grunrock. You are cold. You take a point of damage to strength. Oh, sorry. Wits. Point of damage to wits. I was looking at something else. One sec. I got sleepy mixed up with cold. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. Cold. You suffer a point of damage to your strength and wits. Both. The cold seeps into your body, makes the blood run slower to your brain, and you are unable to think clearly, is what the old rulebook says. If things get more serious, they can get worse. But that is it for now. You must continue making an endurance roll. You'll make another one later in the day if you're still unable to find shelter or if the rain doesn't let up. And you cannot recover strength or wits until you have warmed up again, which will require making a successful camp or for the rainstorm to stop. You are shivering, you are wet, and you are seeing things in the dark while watching out into the dank wood as the rain cascades down. Yeah. Everybody else manages to get warm enough by being near the fire and finding ways to keep the worst of the rain off of you. And that is the effects of the night.
That sucks. Thanks for that.
We're going to kick around to the morning. And on a 1, it's still raining. On a 2, it is not. Still raining. You can try making camp again in the morning to try to get a place to try off, or you can go trudging on, sleepy and cold, into the next day. And
Probably try and make camp, right?
the effects of sleepy. Let's see. I'm only going to require this for Zoe right now. Everybody else, you're going to have to find a place to rest during the day or become sleepy. But Zoe, you are sleepy until further notice, which is going to do a point of damage to your wits.
Why?
She did have the sleeping fur.
Yep.
All right, I guess we're gonna try and make camp. I'm gonna go ahead and make camp.
Do it. I'll help.
All right. We'll try again to find a more sheltered place, find a little cave, find a natural shelter of some sort. You're wandering around the woods trying to find a better place to protect you from the storm. That time you found it. You can sleep during the morning if you want to. You managed to find a place that is somewhat protected from the downpour.
Maybe Grunrock can have the sleeping fur since he is still a little bit cold.
Okay.
I have one already thrown around me.
You already have a sleeping fur?
Yeah, I just failed even with the dice.
Oh no. Wait, but just have 2 sleeping furs. That gives you +4, right?
I don't know if that works.
Josh, if we buy 6 large tents, does that give us
What would you
plus
say is
12?
What's the R
We have
value?
characters and a math problem.
All right. Who is resting? Put yourselves where you want to be for this morning section. You can get rid of the sleepy effect or negate the oncoming sleepy effect if you sleep. Is anybody going to keep watch or do anything else? Ralgar's on other right now. What is that?
Okay.
Well, I wanna skill up.
All right, you're
But,
gonna keep watch while the rest of the group sleeps.
Yeah.
All right.
Josh, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Regarding healing time. If we don't get sleep, does my healing time pause for an injury? Or
For
is
like a
it
long-term
still-
critical injury that's multiple days?
Yeah.
Nah, it'll keep going.
Okay.
Sleep is just to avoid sleepiness and to recover attribute damage. I don't think it's got any tie to the long-term effects of critical injuries. Okay, so 3 people going to sleep. Ralgar going to keep watch. Let's see if there's an encounter. Whoops, that is the wrong chat. I'm typing in the Twitch chat.
I am the eyes of the day.
Oh, you guys are just rocking it today. This is going to be great.
On all that I am, will you please stop trying to kill me? Please.
You see a young girl with long black hair standing in the middle of a clearing.
There was almost an encounter, but the result on the encounter table is no encounter. So you dodged it. For a moment there. All right, the 3 of you managed to get sleep. You also have a warm fire in a sheltered place, and so the 3 of you recover from... If anybody was affected by cold, it goes away. And anybody who was affected by sleepy, it goes away. You recover all of your attribute damage. Ralgar, were you affected by cold or sleep? You haven't slept. So
Nope.
you are going to...
I'm about to sleep.
You're going to get hit with sleepy now. So you are now sleepy and you take a point of damage to wits.
Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep anyway.
Everybody else is recovered and well, and we kick on to daytime. Okay.
The daytime thing's not centered for me. Is it centered for everyone else?
No, it's in like the dead center of the square, but it's centered on Josh's thing, which is weird.
Roll 20 being weird. Is it centered now?
No.
No, I'll send you a screenshot.
We get what you're going for, though.
I mean, yeah, you said.
I mean, it's
daytime,
centered
I
on
just-
mine, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
All right. I've had it slide to a random weird place before. I don't know why. Just roll 20 being buggy. What? Roll 20 is perfect. It has no issues. The rain stops. And it is daytime, so Ralgar's going to switch over to sleep. Grunrock's going to keep watch. Dog and Zoe, are you just going to like chill out in the camp, or do you have anything else you want to do?
I'm going to just chill.
Okay.
Is my neck still an open hole?
It feels rough. It is still visibly scarred. It's an unnatural situation because you have a fresh cut that was magically healed by some not particularly pretty magic. So it still looks like an open wound, but it's not bleeding at all. And it does you no attribute damage.
Spooky. I'm still gonna try and like wrap it up as best I can.
Cover it as best you can. Keep it from getting dirty or infected. All right. Let's see here. A couple of die rolls happening. I'm gonna see if there's an encounter. No. I'm going to Zoe. Roll a d6, please. You're good. And everybody else rests up, and yeah, the day passes uneventfully. It's just a soggy morning, afternoon in the Dankwood,
Are you
and
gaslighting me?
we kick on to evening. I don't know what you're talking about. It is evening time now.
Chat, is this man gaslighting me? Elric.
All right, it's evening.
Bob.
I mean, are we just gonna chill here another night?
I mean,
Might as well.
gotta
No need to risk another mishap. We're in a cave. We're safe.
Cool. I'm gonna skill up.
Okay. Go ahead.
Grunrock's gonna sleep again. Night Watchman. Sleep to sleep, but okay.
I'm gonna burn 10 XP and take healing up to level 2.
Nice.
What did you take?
He upped his
Healing.
healing skill.
I'm waiting to get to 9 XP so I can just take the Path of Healing thing for the druid without having to find a teacher. That way, if something happens, I can maybe help.
That's what heroes do.
But Josh, if if there's any druids around, like maybe I can commune with a tree and maybe one that can heal or something that wants to teach me, like that'd be great. Just saying.
You want to learn new druid magic? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What are the rules for learning magic? You need a mentor, and it's triple XP. Is that for all magic
No,
users?
if you have a mentor, it's normal. Without a teacher, it's triple XP.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew it was that for. I wasn't sure if it was that for all spellcasters or if it was sorcerers. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just magic in general.
There's
yeah.
plenty of druids in this forest. You don't have any in your camp right now.
I'm gonna just go to a tree nearby,
There you
and
are.
commune with nature, and see if I can get the trees to pass along a message through the branches and in the wind to any nearby druids that are who are single and want to mingle about magic.
Okay. I will do my best to interpret that into DM language.
Cool.
I will take it as a player request that you would like to meet a druid at some point.
Thank you.
Please summon an encounter.
Suddenly, a druid. No. All right, cool.
Joe, come into chat.
Somebody DM him. Tell him to get back in here. All right, so
Bob knows what's up.
yeah. Bob always knows what's up. Sorry, not a lot of this screen is visible on the stream, folks. I'll keep it on the time of day, but you won't be able to see what the job assignments are for the group. I decided the players' faces were more important. The players suggested that the players' faces were more important, and I agree with them.
I mean, look at our faces.
They're pretty glorious.
Why is my camera smaller?
Smaller than what?
Well,
All right.
Moving on.
Evening. We have Zoan, Keep Watch, Rhaegar, John, Grunrock. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll go over here. I'm commuting with a tree.
Okay. Grunrock is sleeping. No encounters. No bad weather. You still have your camp made. Evening passes uneventfully. If you had any die rolls to make to learn things, go ahead. But I think yours didn't require it, right? You were just doing a skill thing. All right, cool.
Yep.
Yep, then evening passes uneventfully. We're into nighttime. What would you like to do at nighttime? Keep on resting?
I'm just so sleepy.
I'm on lookout, boss man.
Okay.
Nice. After night, I'll have 6 days left with a gouged eye.
Despite creepy music, night passes uneventfully. It's morning
This
time.
music is super creepy.
You are on to food and water rolls for the next day.
I'm not gonna lie, with the music, I was expecting golden eyes or expecting the moon to fucking look at me again or some crazy shit. I was like, oh no.
It is not this day. Sometimes shit's gotta not happen. Rarely. Food, water, food, water, food, water.
Oh, biscuits.
I'm just the hungriest goblin that ever did live. I always lose a food dice on a d12. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just lost.
Listen, the last time I gave you
Yep.
food, it was spoiled and diseased, and then you overcame it in one roll, so be grateful.
I think you've
That-
paid the price for that.
I've paid the price.
All right. Let's see. We are on to a fresh day. It is warm and sunny, which is to say it is dark and gloomy because you're in the deep, dark reaches of the Dankwood. And so, roll a d6 for me. Thank you.
I think he is gaslighting you.
All right, you're good. Now,
What am I good from?
On a 6,
what would
the
everyone like to
reveals.
do
On
this
a 1, it
morning?
gets worse.
On to the next hex.
All right, let me kick back over to the map.
Chat!
I say we go north one more time, explore another hex, and then go through Red Hook, then through the end procession, and then to Lingmel to see if we can find what's his face.
Sounds good. And then if we don't find him, we're sending Zoe in to find a book. She can use my library card.
All right, if we are venturing into unexplored territory, let's get a lead the way roll.
Lead the way. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
I
yeah,
let the
he's
hell
leading.
out of that way. That's an encounter.
A hot druid lady appears.
We are having an encounter. Please hold.
Told you. I'm learning the system.
He's decoding the codes. I'm gonna have to start doing secret GM rolls. Let's see. Which I can do by typing one more letter into the command, but whatever.
Only sessions for him to figure it out.
When I play in person, I like to roll the dice in the open most of the time anyway.
It's true.
It lets people know that I'm actually, that it's actually the dice punishing them.
And not Josh, because he
Not
likes
just
us
me.
to specifically know when he is punishing us. Amy, roll another d6.
Shut your damn mouth!
Nah, not till tomorrow. She's fine. All right, so, interesting. All right, let me reveal on the map for a sec. I'm gonna need a moment to prep on my end, but we got stuff happening.
Good stuff,
Nice.
bad stuff.
It's certainly stuff. It's kind of funny timing of stuff. We'll put it that way. But please hold. Your campaign is important to us.
Doobie-doo-wah.
Oh, man, it's going to be a circle of druids.
That would be nice. Or maybe it's a bunch of ents. And then it's just like, well,
A circle of int druids.
ooh, 2 birds, 1 stone. One of the ents have yellow eyes, 3 birds.
And they're all carrying heartstones.
I'm going to amend the text of this a little bit. Something very large is approaching, giving off a loud sound that you have not have heard before. Dull, drawn-out horn signals are shaking the very air. Creaking, snapping sounds of branches create a distant rhythm around howls cutting the air in its plaintive cascades. After a while, off in the distance, you can make out the figures of 5 huge, lumbering, walking trees, carrying a 6th between them. They take a step, sound off, take a few more steps, halt, and then sound off again in a slow procession. This is an Ent procession, just like the Ent procession you saw previously, and right here in the same region of the forest, so it makes sense. We have another Ent burial procession. This looks a lot like what you witnessed in this forest many months ago when you were here. We're right in the depths of the Dankwood, right near where you've seen the Ents before, so makes sense.
Where you've seen the Ents before, you mean where Grunrock has seen the Ents before?
Just Grunrock, yeah. Grunrock, there's another Ent procession. That's all these words are wasted. Grunrock, there's another Ent procession. Take it away.
I knew the dirt tasted funny.
They are marching northeast, and they are carrying what appears to be a huge dead end through the forest.
They're going towards Red Hook.
They're going northeast, yeah.
So kind of towards Mistwall. Great. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect to find one, so I didn't really think of how I would go about this.
There's no L's, right? It's just Ents.
Dive in, yes and.
Just Ents, yeah.
Grunrock's going to take off running towards the Ents.
Sorry, I'm gonna start.
Hey! Hey, wait! Ah!
The they turn and look. There's a cracking and a creaking as all 5 Ents stop in their tracks and look. These 5 towering, huge, walking trees stop in their tracks and turn, crackling and creaking and howling towards this teeny tiny little goblin running through the underbrush, tripping over roots and things, going, "Hey, hey!" And they look down at him, and they are all staring at you, silent. 2 of them are holding the body of the dead Ent, and 3 of them, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, are just standing and staring at you, arms swaying by their sides and gazing down, tilting their heads at you. None of them have said anything.
DM, quick question. Can Ents speak common? Do we even know?
At this point, that's going to have to be a lore roll for Grunrock if he wants to know it, because he's separated from the party.
I ran with him. I said I would run with him.
You are? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm with the cart and the beasts.
Okay.
As I pull up and get close, I'm going to pull my hat off my head and reach in and grab the Heartstone
Mm-hmm.
and
Velas's Heartstone.
Velas's Heartstone. And to the closest Ent, I'm going to just like hold my palm out and show him the Heartstone. And once I know he's seen it, I'm going to put it back in the hat and pull it on my head and go,
We need your help. I don't know how to bring her back.
Dog and Grunrock. Roll scouting rolls.
I get a -2 because I'm blind in one eye. One success.
Grunrock, you are standing here, and the tree is leaning down close, so that its head is just looming. It's like bent almost into an L shape, so that its head is looming directly over you, blocking out the sun, blocking out the trees overhead, and it's gazing down at your hands and tilting its head a little bit. Dog, as this interaction is happening, you see a few elves darting around in the underbrush in the distance. They were stealthing along with the Ent procession, and you spot a couple of them dashing from tree to tree and from brush to brush, and they seem to be taking up defensive positions.
I'll kind of nudge Grunrock and then kind of look where I saw the elf,
Mhm.
where I saw the last elf, and I'll just say, we're not trying to interrupt. We just need help. Our friend who was an elf, we want her back. She wants to come back.
The Ent is going to lean down with a huge, long branch finger and poke Grunrock in the top of the head like it's feeling him a little bit. It like totally knocks you off balance. Mm. 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 It stands up, which is a slow process. It creaks and it cracks and it twists and it snaps and it turns toward the other ends, and it makes eye contact with two of the others that are in the procession. And over the course of about 45 seconds, they seem to shrug at each other. This takes a while. Grunralk, the Ent that you were communicating with. First of all, Dog, you see the elves. They aren't sure if you see them or not. They've not made eye contact with you. They are darting around and seem to have taken positions in the underbrush. You see flashes of swords and bows and things being readied. You've spotted at least 3 of them. There might be more. You're unsure. You occasionally hear cracks and rustles from places, and your eyes dart around, but you don't see elves in those directions, but you're suspicious that there might be more. And Grunrock, the Ent is going to lean down slowly, and when it's as close as it can get to eye level with you, it's going to point with a long branch arm in the direction of Mistwall. And then it's going to lean back and it's going to sit on the ground. It just, like, its root feet are still touching the ground, and it sits its butt right on the ground. And then it's going to reach out with its hand in front of you and unfurl, and its big, mossy, branchy, flat hand has a little nut right in the middle of it, just sitting loose, and it's holding it out for you to take.
I'll grab it. Well, how big is it? Is it like two-hander for me, or is it like...
It's about yay big. It's like a big walnut.
Okay, so I'll grab it.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Is this supposed to help?
Any of the elves out here that are waiting to ambush us, can at least one of you come out here and translate? We're kind of new to this and really just want our friend back. Well, then we can let you get on your way. We're not trying to cause any problems.
3 of the elves stand up with bows drawn, and one of them steps forward with a sword in each hand. Curved, silvery-looking long swords, and he's going to step forward. He's got long blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, and blue eyes, and he is going to step over the underbrush and step out in front of you. And he says, "What did your friend hold up there? What was that?"
It's a heartstone.
His eyes narrow, and he turns towards Grunralk. "Show me again."
Bring Kalman here and I'll show you. We're on the run from Marigold. I mean it. Bring him here and I'll show you.
He turns toward the others and then goes back to confer with them. A group of 3 or 4 of them meet behind the trees to have a secret conversation, giving you an opening to chat. Meanwhile, the Ent that's standing over you keeps leaning down with its huge hand and trying to pat you on the head. You're worried it's going to crush you. Huh?
Can I roll to see if Ent's no common?
Yeah, you can make a lore roll.
How far away from all this am I and the carts and the animals?
maybe 50 to 100 feet back in the forest. It's a really dense forest, so if you're that far back, you can kind of make out the ents and make out the interactions happening, but you're unlikely to be seen unless you come closer. Your friends came running out and screaming and made themselves known. So
get there eventually, but I'm leading the cart and the animals, so
it's safe to say that you can see the ent procession from farther away than the ent procession can see you. So if you want to stay hidden at a distance and just watching the silhouettes of things from far back, you can do so. So what was
I'll
that
do
roll
that.
for?
I was rolling to see if I knew the.
You know nothing about ents. You weren't sure that they were you weren't sure they actually existed until today.
While they're conferring, Josh, I'm just gonna do like some very respectful druidy stuff to honor the Ents and their procession.
Sure.
There's druids in nature and all that stuff.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm gonna move forward to Grun Rock with my horse.
Okay.
and I'm preparing to do the opposite of what Bill's doing in case I need to.
What's the word, Grun Rock?
He gave me this walnut, and the elves that were hiding are now talking to each other. I have a plan B, but it's probably going to go very, very bad.
What's plan B?
Plan B is to mention something I'm not supposed to mention.
Well, let's hope Plan A works out.
Yeah, let's not shoot for plan B.
Dog.
Peace.
As you are practicing your druidic hand gestures, maybe doing a bit of cantrip level magic, making respectful gestures toward the trees, one of the other ones from the front of the procession that looks a little smaller than the others is going to break off and walk slowly towards you, and it's going to get down on ground level and rest its face on its hands like this and watch you. Its head is taller than you are, but it is sitting down and watching you do your druidic motions and rituals. And
Okay.
it seems to be watching you very closely from just a few feet away. It's going to slowly reach out with its hand and nudge at your feet, as though gesturing you to step on.
Yeah, totally.
Why not?
I take a step forward, still making, appropriate druidic respect. I want to be respectful because they're Ents.
This is horrifying, but it's going to stand up full height, which is going to sweep you up about 2 stories in a matter of about 15 seconds. And you are now looking down at your friends from way up in the treetops, just limbs passing by you on both sides. And it's going to hold you up at eye level at full height and look at you. And its eyes are going to flash a faint green, and it's going to stare at you, and it's going to say, "You have suffered much, friend of the wild." He blinks his eyes with like a solemn face. His face like slowly twists into like a sort of heartbroken sadness as he looks at you and tilts his head.
Aww. I nod and confirm that I have.
But your roots go deep. He's going to sigh, just this deep groaning, creaking sigh, and then he's going to slowly kneel and lower you all the way back to the ground and set his hand on the ground so that you can step off.
I'll step off.
And then he's going to reach down with his other hand and unfurl it, and it has a nut sitting in the center of it.
I will take the nut. Thank you.
We all must heal. We all must grow. It's all right, little orc. It's all right. Then he's gonna slowly stand all the way back up until his head is like towering way up in the treetops again.
Dog's eyes are kind of watering up because this is very emotional for him.
Meanwhile, who was it that asked the elves about Kalman?
The elves have been talking.
That was me.
Yeah. All right. The lead elf is gonna split off and come back to you. He's got a hand on the hilt of each of his swords, but they're sheathed now. Tell me your name.
Grunrock. No surname.
I was waiting for the long toe. He says, if you stay in the area, we will send Kalman for you. He's been looking for you and your friends for some time.
We'll stay here. Or at least close.
I don't recommend approaching Mistwall.
I hadn't planned on it, but I very much appreciate your aid.
He nods at you, turns back to the others, winks, and then nods, and they will rejoin the procession in a bodyguard sort of formation and go stomping off to the north.
Hey, before you go, how do we know that we're not just sitting ducks here?
He turns and looks at you. And, what was your name?
So, I'm new to the group.
You don't, but the company you keep has few allies. They're fortunate not to have come across other patrols. I suggest, if you want to continue traveling with them, you watch your backs and take what gifts you can be given. Kalman Rodenfell is a discerning sort. He's dangerous to those who cross him, but he seems to think there's some value in this little goblin yet. Have you...
Insight check.
Sure. You don't catch any hint of deception from this guy. He turns like he's gonna walk back in his escort formation, but then he turns back over his shoulder and makes eye contact with you one more time, tilts his head a little bit, and he says, "Did you know her?"
No, but I've heard great things. I wish that I had.
I wish that I'd heard great things. And then he goes and rejoins the formation and walks off.
Holy shit, Josh, that's my character. Stop breaking my heart. You just said it so casually and hurt
Wish
so
I-
bad.
Wish I heard great things. Last I heard, she was a terrible swimmer.
But like, you know.
Look, at least he doesn't want you dead on the spot. All right, Amy's broken, so we will proceed. Go ahead and roll a d6, Amy. I'm just kidding.
She's laugh crying, by the way.
All right. The procession is going to head off northward, so we don't need to play out like a ton of. There's a decision to be made about. She's truly broken. There's a decision to be made about whether you want to camp out and sort of plot advance to wait and see if something happens, or if you want to travel from here. You haven't really had a chance to talk privately, so go ahead and discuss what you want to do.
I think we should definitely sit here and wait.
I think camp in the area, but not like openly camp in the area. Does that make sense? Like, watch for people to come, but not like make it super apparent that we're still here.
Let's set up camp, but let's dress up our tents and supplies with like leaves and whatnot.
I mean, at some point, if you stay here and want to be found, you have to try to be found. And if you want to not be found, then you just get out of here.
I look down at my like sparkly welcome Kalman banner, and I'm like, oh.
Never
Yeah,
mind. Let's hang the banner between two trees.
You know
Why
what?
not?
You're right, Ralgar. Let's hang up this banner. You did such a good job on it.
Oh, thanks, guys. It took me a while.
So we stretch
Yeah.
the banner out, set up camp. Let's do it.
All right.
Josh has a point. We found to be found.
It's like if you don't want to be findable, then you can try to GTFO. But if you want somebody to come here and find you, you gotta let somebody come here and find you. So there's no telling how long that might take.
Before this Kalman fellow shows up, or I suppose we've got a few days, run it by me one more time so I'm perfectly clear. Why are you wanted fugitives? More arson, I would guess?
We stole
You cut out.
Velas. We stole Velas and ran away. Pretty much.
You stole Velas. She's not an eye. Was she? No, she wasn't dead when you found her.
No! Did you
No.
ever grow up with any of those stories about, like, the princess that lives in the tower, and the evil person is keeping them locked there, and the handsome prince comes to save her?
Was she the princess or the monster?
Velas was the prince. Who came to save everybody else. Anyway, point is, they were trying to keep her in Mistwall, and we got her out. And they've been looking for us since.
I'm not a fugitive. I mean, I'm an orc, so I'm not welcome in pretty much anywhere. But I wasn't with them during all of this.
And help me remember, why is her heartstone green and not red?
She's special.
If I'm being honest, I don't know that that's come up. I think that's just a minute ago was the first time I had seen said heartstone.
Hereditary?
It's your
Yeah,
favorite
well,
color. I don't even know.
Hereditary. Wait a minute.
So-
Wait a minute. There's only been one other elf in all of history whose heartstone was.
Back up. Make a lore roll.
Or
But I
You don't
will
know
let
that.
you add an extra die, given who your father is. So one bonus die.
Wait, given who her father is, it's not like he sat her on her lap and told her stories when she was a kid. She just met him.
You don't
she
know
doesn't
that legend.
anyways.
No
So,
elven heartstone.
You know that the
green
green
What do you mean
heartstone is weird.
hereditary?
so do you even know why elven heartstones are red?
Aren't all people's heartstones red?
I don't have a heartstone.
Everyone's got a heartstone.
Wait,
I don't. No, I don't think.
what?
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Yeah.
I saw my best friend's heart get ripped out of his chest, and it wasn't
Yeah.
rock.
I've
I
ripped a
watched
few
like my
hearts out of
entire
chest
body
before.
erupt in pussy.
I've literally
Plus-
eaten a human heart, and it was not a rock. I can tell you that.
You didn't tell me you did that. What did it taste like?
I
That's
literally told you that I've eaten a
rough.
human
I'm
before.
so disturbed. I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
Okay, so
It was tough. It didn't taste good.
we're going to camp out in this hex. Let me think. You have not camped in this hex yet, right?
No.
No.
So you'll
We
have to
just
set
Can I
up.
go get some grapes?
I'll have to
I'm
make
gonna
a
get some
camp.
grapes.
You'll have to set up camp.
Are you foraging for grapes, or are you gonna go like to the kitchen and get grapes?
The second option.
He's foraging in the kitchen.
All right, go ahead and roll at him. I mean,
Wait, if I fail this, do I not get to go get grapes?
well, you might be
Yep.
able to get grapes, but there's probably going to be a mishap.
Let's okay, wait. It's
Adam, will you help Bill make camp so that we don't have a rainstorm?
daytime. Man, this freaking No.
Yeah, it's morning time. We just traveled to the Saxon morning.
Okay. Right. Then if you want to make camp, that's going to be daytime. So go ahead
Right.
and everybody specify what you want to do. It looks like we have Ralgar and Dog making camp together, Zoe on watch, and Grunralk doing something else. Good job. You make camp without incident. Grunralk is keeping watch. Zoe is doing other. Zoe, is your other nothing or is your other something?
My other is something.
What is your other?
Is it rolling a d6? Go ahead and roll a d6.
Nah, that'll happen later.
You bastards. I'm taking level 2 in sharpshooter.
Okay.
So now I can shoot a bow at short and long range without a penalty.
Nice.
And I'm going to get some grapes.
Go ahead.
I
You
thought
got
you were
this.
helping make camp.
He is. He's literally going to get grapes in real life.
I'm just
Oh.
gonna get some grapes from my fridge.
Go forage, Adam. Go,
Please,
go forth and
someone
forage.
please clip this shit. Clip this shit.
If you make a forage roll, and if you fail, you have to dump them on your kitchen floor. Step on them. And then ants show up, and the ants bite you, and you lose 2 strength and 1 agility.
Also, you're not going to get any good sleep tonight, but that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the grapes.
All right. Cool. So we've made camp. I rolled no encounter. Daytime's going to pass uneventfully.
Evening.
It is evening. I see what you mean about the circle being off center because I have a DM view and a player view, and it is desynced between the two. So I'm just going to put it where it looks good on the stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, that's totally fine. I can infer the rest.
Yeah, it is evening. It's just Roll20 being buggy.
Yeah, I don't know if
Imagine that.
that's something Vince, I think that's how you pronounce his name, knows how to fix.
Nah. Oh, yeah, we should. Why don't we, while Adam's AFK, give a shout out to our friend, who was it?
Vince.
Vince, you said? What is it?
He was the one who fixed the sheet or figured out why
Yes.
we had to block a die.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get his full name.
It's
One
Vince,
sec.
but then on the I that I
Like italic or something on the eye.
not
Okay.
okay. Like a little dash or whatever.
Yeah, our
Accent.
right. So Vince, who may have a different handle on here, I don't know. I feel like he's maybe chatted at us in the stream and had a different handle on here, but I don't know for sure. But he's going by Vince on the Discord. But yeah, somebody that worked on the character sheets for the Roll20 Forbidden Lands app saw that we were having buggy spam in the chat from the character sheets and helped us fix it this week. So thank you for that. He figured out why it happened and
Yeah,
he's working on
thank
like a
you.
permanent fix.
Sweet.
Thank you for catching it on our stream and hopping on and telling us and fixing it. Shout out to Vince.
Shout out to Vince.
So anyway, right, we're on to evening. Camp is made. If anybody has rules they would like to make other than just resting and hanging out in the camp, let me know and or go ahead and do it.
I just want to say that I'm going to commune with the seed that I was given.
Sure.
I'm gonna do my customary evening sleep, but right before I go to bed, I'm gonna like not necessarily commune with it because that word's too big for Grunrock, but I'm gonna be like holding it, staring at it, playing with it before I fall asleep, trying to figure out why this
Sure.
seed.
Yep. They are nuts, and you each have a nut, and you each look at your nut and talk to your nut and try to commune with your nut, and your nut seems to do nothing. It seems to be a nut, as far as you can tell right now. And Grunralk, you are sleeping. Ralgar has already made camp. We'll wait for him to get back. Who's going to keep the watch during this quarter day? Who usually
My
keeps the
dog.
watch while Grunralk is sleeping? Dog?
Zoe said
Zoe's
she's
been
keeping
doing it.
watch.
So,
My
all right,
dog
I'm
is
gonna
making camp.
bump her
She's
over
the-
there and go ahead and roll. Chat, or viewers. I'm not showing this to the players, but on the stream, I made a roll to determine how many quarter days it may be until something happens. And consider yourselves informed now.
Consider yourselves informed.
Yeah. All right. So, evening. Let's see if there's an
I don't think
encounter.
Bullian's never been on stream before.
Tell chat that your dog.
I want to be informed.
Hello, Bullion.
Oh,
He's
we got
making
something
camp.
happening. Hold on. Well, maybe we've got something happening. No, we don't. Almost an
Can
encounter.
I know what you showed the viewers?
No.
you
Adam
can't.
got grapes with no mishaps.
What? I think you had a mishap. I think you got bitten by ants and lost a strength to maybe an
I did
agility
have
as
to,
well.
like,
He
pick
peed his
them and
pants.
wash them and stuff. So
Evening passes uneventfully. We're into nighttime. Grunrock, you want to switch to watch, and everybody else is
See?
Sleeping. All right. All right. Night passes uneventfully. We are on to morning now. You already have camp made. It's been 3/4 days, and there's no sign of anybody. You don't have to remake camp, and you're not traveling into new hexes, so we could advance time fairly quickly and make several rolls to see if anything happens. This is an opportunity to just, like, spam through some die rolls and see if anything happens or not over a longer period of time. But before doing that, I want to give people an opportunity to just speak up. So, assuming, say, nothing happens for multiple quarter days in a row, are there actions people want to take, and what will they be? Because if everybody's just like, I want to rest, then I'll just sit here and spam a bunch of rolls and advance the timeline. But if there's things people want to do, like foraging or learning things or scouting or doing other things, speak up now so that I can build it in.
The only time I care about foraging or anything is when any of us starts running low on food. Other than that, I'm just resting.
I'm going to take that as a no for now. The rest of the party?
Yeah, I could have just chill.
Chill. Ralgar and Grunralk, who I've still not forgiven for naming their characters Ralgar and Grunralk.
I came first. He did it, not me.
It is Adam's fault.
I love it though.
Always is.
I think I'm good to just roll through it.
Ralgar, any actions to queue up? Or are you
I'm
chilling
gonna
in the
want to
camp?
take a different action every single quarter day.
Great, what's the
Let's roll
first
through
one?
it. I eat a grape.
All right.
Moving on.
Everybody's doing nothing. Here we go. Morning.
Do we need to roll food and water?
Food and water, yep. And D6 roll from, let's see, Zoe.
You missed the audible sigh. I got it.
I see her face. I know how she's feeling. All right. Everything's fine. You're good. It'll never get old. I'm just going to do this 1,000 times in a row and have nothing ever happen no matter what she rolls. All right, cool. Through food and water rolls. Morning. I'm going to continue advancing here. I'm going to go quarter day at a time and call them out as I go. If anybody wants to intervene and do any actions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep rolling. Morning passes uneventfully. Daytime. Daytime passes uneventfully. Evening. Now I am GM rolling because Bill's starting to decode my system.
Oh man.
Chat can see. It's no event. Nighttime. I'm going to assume that evening is when Grunrock's sleeping and that nighttime is when Grunrock is on watch in case there's encounters. So you don't have to move all the tokens back and forth. Nighttime passes uneventfully. It is the next morning. Make more food and water rolls.
That was fast.
Yeah. Let's see. Zoe, can we get a D6 roll, please? She's dying over there.
Hey, I just noticed something.
You're good. Everything's fine. Yeah?
When you fail on a roll, it's automatically taking your dice down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did it not always do that?
No, it didn't used to do that. It
Oh.
changed last session.
Well, thanks, Vince.
Yeah.
I would have
super
assumed it would
convenient.
do that automatically. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. All right. Cool. Morning. Morning passes uneventfully. We're into the daytime. All right. Who keeps watch during daytime? Ralgar raised his hand first. Ralgar. Make a scouting roll, Ralgar.
Oh, I didn't know I'd have to do that. Okay.
Oh, Ragnar,
You put your
why
hand
are you
up.
scouting and not me? Grunrock and I are the only two people who ever
It's like
scout.
no one was listening.
Because it's been multiple days and you're all getting bored, and so you're switching jobs. Ralgar, go ahead and roll
Exactly. I
scouting.
wanted something to happen.
Ralgar, go ahead.
Oh, all right, here we go. Here we go.
Something happens and we don't see it coming.
Mhm.
It
Listen.
could be Calman.
Zoe only has one more dice than you, but Balas has like 8 scouting die.
Oh, Dog
Oh,
has...
well, then let's put her heartstone up on, like, I don't know, a bit of wood or something and let it keep watch.
Dog has 5, but Dog
God, I have
also
something for you.
has a -2. So
Right. Ralgar, you're keeping watch because all your friends are getting fidgety and bored, and you're like, whatever, I'll watch, because you've all been sitting in the same place in the forest
That's
for the
not
better
what
part
he
of
sounds
2.5.
like. That's not what he sounds like.
Okay, I will sit here and I will watch, just in case something happens. You all go and find some grapes.
ooh, butterfly.
Ooh, look,
Proud of
beautiful
kid
butterfly.
with grapes and Cool Ranch Doritos.
Ralgar's voice is so cute. It's
Ralgar.
so precious.
Ralgar is keeping watch when several elves walk up to the camp casually, and he turns and notices them just as they enter the perimeter of the camp from a direction he was not paying attention to.
Hey, sorry, guys, the elves, I saw them coming, but I didn't want them to know that I was watching them, so I turned my back. They're here.
The lead elf has a long, curved, silvery longsword at his hip and a stony, statuesque-looking face with very emotionless features, looking almost, I guess inhuman is the wrong word since he's technically an elf. So all elves are inhuman, but he has a very emotionless, stony looking face, almost like a statue, lacking much emotion, and is accompanied by 3 bodyguards, all equipped with longbows, multiple swords, daggers, weapons all over them, equipped with leather armor and blending in with the forest, and they stride into your camp very casually. And Ralgar, you hear footsteps behind you, turn and look, and you're making eye contact with the stony-faced elf, and he says, "Hello there, old gray mage.
How did you know it was me, Calvin?
I know many things, and you have much to explain to me. You're looking spry these days."
And you are looking exactly the same as you always have. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Call your friends.
Okay. Glenrock, Zoe, Dog, Calvin's here. And my tail's just like slowly wagging. Once I realized it was Calvin.
He shows no emotion whatsoever. He moves up to your fire and sits down on a log next to it. He stares into it very calmly. His bodyguards are on alert. He seems to be totally relaxed. And he's just waiting for your friends to show up.
It's him. Guys, it's him.
His
Hold on.
face stays straightforward, but his eyes are searching your camp, taking in details all around him.
He's who we were looking for when he showed up.
Because he's like a man from history. Do you guys not understand how many celebrities you know?
I've never heard of him.
Oh my god, Zoe, I feel like you're starting to not understand how popular we are.
Everyone I see tries to kill you.
I'm gonna walk right up to him and hold out a canteen.
Want a drink?
No, thank you. Good to see you again, Grunralk. Who are these new companions of yours?
Good to see you. You know Grey Mange, obviously.
Great Maine! God, Glenrock.
Is that what it is? I swear they were all saying Grey Mange. Sorry, buddy. That's
Showing no emotion, he turns to you and says, "I've heard Grey Mange." And then he turns back and looks at the fire.
Ears down, tail between legs.
Bird. That's Zoe, her father is Marigal, and that's Dog.
How the hell are you gonna out me like that?
He's gonna find out either way. I'd rather be honest with him up front since we're gonna ask him for a huge favor in a second.
He turns and looks at you. Hold on. One sec. I'm going to make a die roll here.
Oh,
Whoops.
the rest of Dogs, he's the only good Aesir orc alive.
At the introduction of Zoe, he turns and looks at her for a moment. You can read no emotion on his face whatsoever. He's like a living statue.
I can't insight roll to see how he feels about knowing my dad is Marigal.
He's looking at you for a moment, and then he turns and looks back at the fire without saying anything. Unreadable. He says, "Have a seat. We've much to talk about. Who's the leader of your little band?"
I don't even hesitate. I point straight at Grunwald.
I point at Grunrock.
Unfortunately, they're all stuck with me for now. Vergello's busy, and, well... The reason we're looking for you is Velas.
Show me the stone.
I'll take the hat off, and I'll pull the Heartstone out and just hold it up in the firelight.
He locks on it for a long time. Still shows no emotion in his face, but he stares at it for quite an uncomfortably long silence. All of the elves behind him are looking at each other, exchanging glances, looking around. Two of them put hands on their weapons while glancing around for some reason. He says, "That was an amazing fizz. It's like the mother of all can opens."
I really know how to set the mood.
Ralphar's just sitting there like eating rations.
I had to call it out because it was next level. That fizzed for like a solid 10 seconds. All right. Now he scans over the party. He looks at the stone. He looks back at the fire. He says, "How did it happen?"
She drowned crossing a river.
The first borderline
I'll tell you
emotion.
what she was doing.
The first borderline emotion he's shown is that he takes a deep breath while staring emotionless into the fire. Ralgar says, "Tell him what she was doing." Does anybody answer?
She was scouting across a river where a battle was going on. She took anything, or if she just looked. By the time she was crossing, she was already dead.
I suppose her greatest foe was always her own ambition.
And running water.
Jesus, Bill! Time and place!
She's a vampire. All right. No. We're raining. He makes no eye contact. He continues staring into the fire. And he says, "Why have you come here? You're in grave danger coming this far north. All of Mistwall is searching for you. You know this.
I'd walk into the city itself if I could get her back.
Where's the crown?"
Safe.
Good.
Far from here.
Even better.
I'm gonna lean over to Ralgar. Crown?
Oh yeah, it's all another story. But yeah, we've got her super sweet crown.
Why have you come?
Well, to be blunt, I was hoping you could help me get her back.
What do you mean? Grow her a new body.
The other elves in the background are all glancing at each other, kind of smirking, and one of them shakes his head and grins a little bit.
I mean, they've got the old body. Do we need it? Because it's several days away, and I need to know whether or not it gets started.
Do you know the circumstances in which the elders of the Still Mist will revive an elf who has fallen whose heartstone is brought back?
I figured they just have to ask nicely.
Do you know what the disqualifying circumstances are? Because
assuming
Valas
it'd be
meets
great.
about 5 of them.
Well, now I'm curious to hear the list.
It would be a great feat to convince anyone to undergo the ritual on her behalf, especially given what she has done. She is the foe of Mistwall. She has stolen an ancient artifact of immeasurable value, kept it for her own selfish ends. She has joined with a band of mercenaries and gone out into the world seeking after her own selfish desires, seeking to amass wealth, treasure, seeking to escape from her responsibilities. She has brought shame upon her family and her people. To convince them to bring her back would be an immeasurable task. I would need to offer something so great in return that I doubt you could possibly achieve it.
Well, what do you need, big guy?
Perhaps in exchange for the return of one of the Heartstones of Legend.
Just one?
One that is missing.
Aren't they all missing?
Which stone?
There's one in the hands of orcs, if you must know.
That's kind of a weird place.
The one that was obsessed with humans, right?
The Urher clan, at the Eye of the Rose.
If we get you her rock, you bring her back.
I suspect that I could negotiate it, yes. But for anything less, it is unlikely.
It doesn't matter. We can't get it back without her. If she was with us, we could get it back, no problem. But without her, no one's getting that heartstone from those orcs.
Her skills are so irreplaceable to you?
Why was she so loathed?
Why is she being hunted?
Because she's a danger, because she's a liability, and because she's
You could never catch her.
And that, because of all that, is the reason why we can do it with her.
He turns towards Zoe. What did you say your name was?
So,
May I see your eyes, Zoe?
Grunrock's already let the cat out of the bag.
Where?
He's not the kind of guy you lied to, okay?
I'm just saying I would have appreciated the opportunity to get him to know me first.
There's
I
whispers
would
from the
appreciate
elves
you didn't
behind him.
talk
They're
about
going,
cats like that.
Marigal, Marigal, he who whispers, Marigal. And he goes,
I'm
silence!
not-
He turns
I'm
towards
not
you.
Marigal.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. When does Marigal hide his eyes?
When it suits
Oh,
him.
and for what it's worth, we just saw Marigold and Zoe together. So, like, she's not him in disguise.
He's sizing you up like he's trying to insight roll you. But there's no dice necessary because you're not lying. He looks very suspicious.
Look, you can stare at me all you I stumbled across these people. I'm trying to help bring back their friend. I mean, what are you thinking?
He's gonna stand up and slowly walk towards you. Till he's like looming over you. He's a bit taller than you. He's looking down. You're sitting.
I'm sitting, but I'm slowly gonna grip my hand around my knife.
Okay. He's stepping around you. Sizing you up. He's gonna put one finger right on your neck next to the scar and pull it a little bit. It hurts a lot.
Sun rising over a meadow. Water lapping at my feet.
He's going to kneel down so that he's on eye level with you. His face is emotionless and kind of creepy.
No, you're a bit of a bastard. Never meet your heroes, right?
This one's
I
not.
say, Kelman. And my eyes have gone black. That's enough. Leave her alone.
He's making intense eye contact from like 6 inches away, and he goes, "This one's not Marigold." And then he stands up. "I'm sorry, child." And then he walks back over to the fire and sits back down on the log he was sitting at.
I get you not trusting me. No one who knows him does. That hurt like a motherfucker.
That's how I know. He turns to the rest of the group and says, "I could clear all of your names, Grunrock especially, if you simply give me her stone for safekeeping. If you're unwilling, I'm not going to take it from you by force. I know that you're her friends and that she's earned your trust. And I believe that was well deserved, but I only have so much influence. If you can help me to achieve such a great thing, perhaps I could make a case to bringing your friend back, but it won't be easy. It would save perhaps hundreds of deaths if you could fetch it without a full-on assault on the fortress. But if that's not in your interest, I suggest that you move along before the other patrols find you."
So we steal a rock from the Urher clan and bring it to you. You bring her back to life.
That is the agreement.
That seems pretty tricky. Isn't she the one who's like stealthy?
If you could retrieve the stone and hand it over willingly, it would prove the trustworthiness of her companions. It would give me a case to convince them to bring her back and let her stand trial before her people.
Stand trial? Didn't you just say she was wanted on like 5 different counts? You want to bring her back to life to have her killed again?
They won't kill her.
What
At
will they
worst,
do?
they'll take her into the still mist to wait out eternity in peaceful solace.
You may as well shatter her at that point. That's the last thing she wants, and you know that. I can't give you her heartstone for safekeeping. Keep me on the wanted list if you want to. It stays with me. But we will get the Urher clan stone, and we'll bring it to you. Then, we're tried as a group. She's not standing alone. No offense. Useless old rocks.
How is there truly no other way outside of the elders of Mistwall?
He just shakes his head, showing no emotion.
I find that hard to believe, and I'll be sure to ask next time I'm given the chance. I think you know who I will.
Others may possess the ability, but you won't like the way she comes back. And I
I don't
suggest
think
you let
she'll-
Marigold and his friends nowhere near that Heartstone.
I don't think she'll like the way she comes back when she comes back and has to go on trial.
It's the best I can offer if you ever want to speak to your friend again. As for her fate from there, that's beyond my reach, and beyond my concern at this stage. There are greater powers at play. And as far as the Elves of Mistwall are concerned, she is one meddling girl.
If
What
we
can
found
you-
other secret rocks, could one get her brought back and the other set her free? You said there were 5 of these Heartstones, legendary. If we found another one,
Do you know the
she-
location of another one?
have a
Maybe we'll
knack
find
for
one.
finding things.
Do I know what the hanging stones are?
You can make a lore roll for Stan and Gist.
Oh yeah, the hanging stones.
Nada. You
I
have no idea what they're all
we're
on
talking
about.
about.
No.
Maybe if we find another one, you could bring her back, and the other one can be like,
Like a
Hey.
pardon.
"Here's for their pardon."
Now that
If he's
is a
legendary,
deal
that's
worth
a
making.
little more in our interest. Do you think you could convince the elders of that?
Any of the Heartstones of Legend, perhaps. It would be the least that I could present to them to try to earn their trust and convince them that you're of use. He turns to Zoe. What do you know of your father, Zoe?
Very little. Just met the guy yesterday? 2 days ago?
His blood runs in your veins, and you know not who he is.
I know that he's got golden eyes. I know that when people see him, they don't usually like him. I know that the Rust brothers want him. I know that he wanted Bolas's finger for some weird thing. Heard Grunrock shout that. Not much else. You had information on him? Would that be enough to pardon Velas?
I have all the information I need on him. I'm determining how much you should know.
How much I should know? What is that supposed to mean?
I don't think you're ready.
Oh,
He's just going to turn and stare back at the fire.
I'm starting to understand why Velas left these people. What a drag.
What can you tell us about the Urher orcs, the fortress, the stone behind it? Can you at least point us in the right direction?
The Urher orcs are a little more civilized than other orcs. They're trying to sort of make their own city rather than just being a tribe of barbarians.
Ironic, since it was an elven fortress before they conquered it.
Well, all I know is
Yeah. Y'all were here before everybody.
I was trying to learn a couple of things to try and escape and join them a while ago. But the Empress, whenever she talks to all the people, she wears all this jewelry and fancy cloaks and furs, and she also has a elven ruby that is said to sort of inspire everyone. They even say she levitates off the ground during her speeches. It's just she's like an angel.
So we've got to rob an empress.
Ostensibly, the
In
Emperor
middle of
Hiroka.
probably the biggest gathering of orcs.
Ostensibly, the Emperor Hiroka is the leader of his clan, but it is quite evident that the Empress pulls the strings and truly rules. The Eye of the Rose was once a great elven fortress. It fell many years ago and has become the seat of power of the Urher clan, who intend to establish themselves as traders and influencers in the northern Ravenlands, trying to prove themselves worthy of joining the community of the elves, the humans, the dwarves, trying to separate themselves from their barbaric orcish past, but their behavior, their actions, and the manner of their expansion has shown them to be no greater than their ancestors. Unfortunately, they cannot escape from who they are. An assault is being planned on the fortress. Less than a month from now. Hundreds will die, even if it goes well. If you could find a way to secure the stone without bloodshed, That would establish you in the eyes of the Mistwall Elders. That might get them to lean an ear, get them to show compassion for your fallen friend, saving the lives of dozens, perhaps hundreds of our number.
We're understanding that this is completely bonkers, right, guys? Like, you're asking 4 people to do what you guys have not been able to do for centuries?
We'll do it.
I think it sounds fun.
We've got to start talking deals that we make. Okay. Oh, who's your resident deal maker, guys?
I mean, what other choice do we have, Zoe?
I don't know. That's why I'd like to,
Talk about books? You want to talk about books now?
I don't think there's any other way we're getting around this. We find this Heartstone. We can maybe ask the Empress or anyone else we run into of any other legends of other stones we might be able to come across and bring it back.
West and south, through the Dankwood or across Lake Varda, beyond the Antwater, beyond the Chrome, beyond the Coldwater, in the thinned mountains, you will find the fortress known as Eye of the Rose, seat of power of the Urher clan. They purport to welcome visitors of all kinds. I doubt that you will be turned away, but I cannot ensure your safety. If you breathe a word of the impending assault to anyone, I can never help you again, because it will be my blade at your throat. But if you can somehow acquire the stone, I will have the bargaining power to help your friend, and you will have saved the lives of many of my companions, and for that I will be in your debt. I can think of no lesser thing to ask.
One more thing. When we bring the stone back, Zoe gets your protection from Marigold.
How can I do that?
You know more than she does, right? Fill her in.
Now that sounds like a deal. What do you say, Stoneface?
I'll tell you everything I know about your father, his history, his powers, and how he can be killed. We have a deal?
Yeah, I say so.
He'll shake on it.
I intentionally shook his hand with the one that has the phantom dagger mark on the back,
Okay.
just to see if I could catch his eye looking at it or if he cares at all.
He's gonna notice, yeah. He's highly observant, and it's in plain sight. He's gonna notice, and his eyes are gonna dart to it, and he's gonna show no emotion and say nothing about it.
I'll just nod and I guess offer to share the fire for rest. I mean, they traveled for us.
Mm-hmm.
You said on the other side, southwest of Lake Varda?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking past Terrytown?
Please hold. I'm gonna consult my map to know the answer. I see people typing or tapping.
Does Terrytown have a windmill?
Yeah, it does. It actually does. Farther west, yeah. Northwest of there. Kalman knows
Northwest of
geography.
Terrytown.
Yeah. It's northwest of there. It's really beyond the west. If you go to the west banks of Lake Varda, you will find the foothills of a mountain range that stretches far to the west, and the Eye of the Rose is somewhere in that mountain range. It is northwest of Tarrytown.
I want to ask Kalman a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been to Lake Varda?
Of course. I've circled its waters. I've sailed across them. I have met with the mighty marsh drake that dwells beneath its waters. I have dealt with all of the peoples on all of its shores, from the Saurians to the Urher clan to the Iser orcs.
Is the dragon there friendly?
No.
So when you dealt with him, you just avoided him, not communicated or...
He can be bribed, he can be flattered, and he can be evaded. But he is temperamental, and I would suggest not tangling with him. Those who sail across the waters who are unknown to him are in grave danger of being dragged beneath.
I know some treasure that's buried there by my old clan's leader.
By the lake?
And, yeah. I wasn't sure if you knew the dragon. I didn't even know it was real. I just heard him kind of bitching and moaning about not wanting to go back because of that vile muck dragon.
It is a dangerous place, but he is not all places at once. If you're fortunate, you will never encounter him, whether along the shores. It's even possible to sail across the waters without encountering him, and many do, but those who proceed without caution, again and again, merely tempt fate. And if they catch him on a bad day, well, let's just say the bottom of the lake is probably littered with hundreds, if not thousands, of bodies.
Thank you.
All right.
We also got these cool acorns from the Ents.
Yeah, what are these anyway?
Those can be planted
Grow
in the
into
ground. They will grow into trees.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I probably should have put that together. I guess when a living tree gives it to you, different, but fair enough.
It says something about the purity of your heart if one of the Ents entrusts you with one of their sacred seeds. They must have seen something in you. Something funny, so.
That's amazing. We're going to get a Hearthstone to help you convince elves to bring back their friend where they are willing to stand on trial for crimes after the oldest of your community and most revered have given them acorns that you've just said mark their purity of heart. Come on, you've got to see the irony in that.
The Ents are just elves. But they are wise because they are old. That is all.
And they can't speak on behalf of these guys. And the acorns, they don't mean anything.
He just slowly shakes his head no and stares into the fire.
Renrock, we should plant these at the stronghold.
I think so too.
Maybe Vergello can sing a song to them and help them grow faster and stronger like he did with that tower.
I was about to say it worked for this castle. It should work for these.
Maybe a druid could help that too.
I'm a druid. I can't make them grow faster.
Oh.
Should
I
we
thought
not
druids
realize
were
those?
connected to nature and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can help it grow normally and take care of it.
Hey, Kalman, does Mistwall have a library?
Of sorts, yes.
Calvin, can you read?
Yes, I can read.
Grunrock, I think it's just you.
I'm
and
over
me.
900.
Yeah, I feel like it's just you and me. Hey, can Greymane use your library once it's all said and done? I mean, once we're all good.
Ralgar. Oh, you're asking can he use the library? Sorry, I thought you were
Yeah.
addressing him.
Yes, Grunrock, I am capable of reading.
No. I'm asking, did you have permission?
What knowledge do you seek? Precisely.
He likes books.
Yes, knowledge. that
That's
is in
not
books.
going to be good enough.
What knowledge is guarded in that library? Why would it not be open to all citizens and friends of Mistwall?
Because knowledge can be misused, and there are many enemies of the elves and of all living things that travel the Ravenlands. If you tell me what knowledge you seek, I might be able to help you.
Well, I mean, I looked at Grunrock. I was hoping to find knowledge on how to bring an elf back to life using their heartstone.
He takes a deep breath and then stands from the fire, dusts himself off, and he says, I will be setting up camp in the forest far to the southwest of here. If you make your way to the Eye of the Rose in a timely fashion, we may cross paths again before you get there. Is there anything else you require of me while I am here?
I just want to say thanks. You stuck your neck out for us. I appreciate it.
You and your friends have done good work, and I believe the Velas, flawed as she is, tried to do her best. I'm willing to give her another chance if there's a chance to be had.
You will not find any elf, human, orc, any creature that wants to wipe away the darkness from these lands as badly as Velas did. She wants to bring back the world that she wished she could live in. I feel like none of you saw that.
Perhaps we did. Perhaps that's why I'm here. And we're going to wrap it there.
Oh, damn, I wanted to ask him a question.
What's your question?
No more questions.
I was just going to ask if he knew what was going on in Bond. Sorry, that like speech you and Adam had was such a good stopping spot. I'm just afraid I won't.
Let's do it next time. You can open with a question next time. He's packing up to leave, and you can ask him a parting question next time. Just make a note so you remember. Okay. Did you participate in the game session? Did you travel through at least one hex in the map that you had not visited before? Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? No. Did you find a treasure worth of gold or more? Did I give you that last time for the Wizard's Tower? I think I might have already.
You did.
Okay. I awarded it to you between sessions and gave you the details, but that was already earned previously, so no. Function on your stronghold, activate your pride. Suffer from your dark secret. Zoe gets that one. That is it. Did you risk your life for another player character? No. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Any proposals? We had a lot of plot development this time. Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think. If there's nothing anybody can think of off the top of their heads, then it's probably a no.
No.
We had some good role playing, but I don't think there's going to be an XP for extraordinary action this time. So, next time, we'll kick it off in the camp as Kalman is preparing to leave. Amy, make a note that you had a parting question for him, and we can kick off with that next time. I will give you a rough idea of where the location is on the map that he's nudged you towards, and you can discuss between sessions if you're going to follow through with this or not and what it might look like. Zoe, she broken. She broken. Everybody sees what's happening in the chat.
She's putting it in there so she can look at the end of the video later, what happened last time, and see this question.
Cool. If you've been watching, thank you so much for watching. We always appreciate follows. If you haven't followed us already, we're going to be playing this again in 2 to 3 weeks. I will share the date in our Discord, which was linked at the start of the stream. Maybe somebody could relink it just in case anybody wants to join.
It's pinned.
It's pinned. Cool. So there's a link to our Discord, which is pinned in the chat. You can chat with the group, and you can post in the Discord chat while we are playing. If you want to talk in there, or if you want to talk to any of the group between sessions. Generally, when there's chat in there that's happening during the session, I miss all of it. Everybody else sees all of it, and I catch up after the fact. So I will probably come in there saying sassy stuff when we are done. Shadowrun, I believe, is getting its next session on the 17th. Which is the same week as 2 weeks from now. So the next session of this might be the 21st, but I'll check with the group. So if I were to guess, we're going to have Shadowrun on the 17th and Forbidden Lands again on the 21st, but that is just a guess, and I will confirm on the Discord soon. So if you've been watching, thank you for watching. Anything else from any of the group before we cut?
Always forage for grapes.
I will say one other
Bye.
thing. We are very close to Twitch affiliate, so we would appreciate follows if you haven't followed us. And Bill and I, aka Dog, we're going to get some extra stream time on the channel just to push us over the affiliate threshold, because we have to have a certain amount of stream time. So we're probably going to hang out and talk about DMing while playing some Path of Exile later this week. So there will be a totally chill, just hanging out, come say hi stream later this week. So if you see us pop online, come in and say hi. It will not be the typical RPG thing, but we are just beefing up the hours and hanging out on the live stream. So come visit us if you have interest in Path of Exile 2. It's a glorious game, and a bunch of people in our group play it. So come hang out, say hi, and till next time, have a good night, everybody.